Have you ever paused and asked yourself, why do I feel guilty when I spend on myself? Why do I panic when my bank account dips below a certain amount, even when my bills are all paid? Now, what if I told you that those feelings may not even be yours? Sometimes the stress that we feel around money isn't about the money itself. It's the stories and the beliefs and the generational lessons we've carried, often without question. In today's episode, as we honor Mental Health Awareness Month, we are diving into the heart of financial wellness, money mindsets, and how we can heal our financial baggage as a family. Let's get into it. Welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, Linda Mack. I like to think of myself as that fire that is igniting those much needed family conversations on finances. Today, we are trying to understand financial baggage and its effect on our families. Maybe just to start off, let's try and understand financial baggage. Let's start with a picture. Imagine a parent who never spends money on themselves, even when they get a bonus. Anything they need, the new shoes, the new clothes, that can wait. Then now, picture another parent who makes purchases but hides them from her partner, fearing judgment of being told maybe you're spending too much money. Or a teenager who sees money as a way to prove that they matter because every compliment they got growing up came after achieving or earning something. Now that is financial baggage. It's the unspoken emotions, habits, and reactions around money that feel automatic but have deep roots in our past experiences. I know for most of us, we always think of inheritance as just property or money, but we also inherit beliefs. If you grew up in a household where, and I'm sure most of us can relate to this, you're told money doesn't grow on trees, or you watched your parents fighting over bills or not talking about money at all, or you were told we can't afford that even for the basic necessities that you needed, chances are you absorbed more than just the words. You learned how to fear money, or that asking is a burden, or that maybe wealth is not for people like us. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Financial Counseling and Planning found that financial behaviors are strongly linked to parental attitudes and observed behaviors, even more than formal education. Let that sink in. We can take them to school. We can sign up for financial literacy classes for our children, but they are learning more from our words, from our actions. So we have to heal ourselves so that our children can heal. And how do we start? We need to recognize and name these unhealthy money narratives, because healing starts with awareness. So we have to ask ourselves, when I was growing up, what did money mean in our home? Was it love? Was it control? Was it survival? Was there openness around finances, or was it always, it's none of your business, you're too young, we cannot be discussing money with you? Were we praised for saving, or were we shamed when we were asking for money? Now, these common money narratives, these are the ones we get to pass down. Think through. Have you always felt like, you have to struggle to succeed? Do you always think that maybe rich people are greedy? If you earn more, then people will expect even more from you. Talking about money is disrespectful, And the danger with this is that most of the time, these beliefs go unchallenged. Yet they guide every decision we make, from how we budget, how we save, how we invest, how we talk, if at all we talk. Are we having open, honest conversations? So we have to look for ways to start healing together as a family. Now, I am going to share a few practical ways to help start that healing journey. Choose the one which works best for you. Start with one, see how it pans out for you. And the first one is an exercise where you just think of one positive and one negative money experience growing up. Now, this simple exercise is to help create awareness. In the family setup as a couple, talk through one positive money belief, one negative money belief that you've carried with you, and share that. And that starts your own self-awareness and also helps your partner to understand you better. It also makes room for healing conversations to start. The other bit is on affirmations. If you believe in affirmations, you can start by just telling yourself, my favorite, I am not my financial past. I am not my financial past. Together as couples, you can talk about we're building wealth together. It's safe to talk about money in our family. We are worth your financial peace. Because at times, saying this together and later on including the kids, it helps you to rewire that emotional atmosphere around money. And you find yourself not just starting to believe these affirmations, but actually starting to live them. You being able to create awareness, understanding, positives and the negatives in your money narratives, and you being able to affirm yourself and your partner in this opens you up for open conversations when it comes to money-related topics. You find that now you're understanding each other better, and now you're able now to chart the way forward together from a more informed point of view. And with that, you find yourself now heading towards re-education, replacing those outdated beliefs with financial literacy, where now learning about money becomes a gift and not a punishment. Now, I'll tell you a story. Some time back, I had this couple as clients. They were approaching 50s and they had teenagers. And they had agreed earlier on in their marriage that the wife would stay at home and look after the children, and the husband would be able to provide. The wife realized that for her, she found it so hard to spend money, even on their own children. And the husband had noticed this but had not raised it, because for him, it was also very hard to talk about money. Now, coming to this realization and just working backwards, trying to understand, so why do I behave like this? And through sharing, discovered that the lady had grown up in a home where she had seen relatives coming to ask for money, and her mother treating them badly, and her dad shouting, if you had worked hard, you would not be begging for money. So that was her past. And the man had grown up in a house where there was hardly any talk around money. You could see his dad providing, and that was it. There was no question, no asking, no conversations. So he was not very open when it came to talking about money. Now, opening that up and realizing this is why this has been happening, and them now coming together and saying we want to do things differently. It's always good to open up. I know I always talk about open, honest conversations, but it's always good to open up, because you never know. You might be surprised what comes up. And healing starts with just one brave conversation. Because at Finance for Families, we believe financial health is not just about the numbers. It's about those narratives. It's not just about what we spend or how we save. It's about why we are doing it. Because by healing our money mindsets as individuals, as families, we are not just creating better budgets, we're saving better, we're investing better. We are creating freedom, we are creating connection, and we are building a legacy. So let's not just build family wealth. Let's also build emotional peace as a family together. Thank you for being part of this week's episode of the Finance for Families podcast. If you found value in today's episode, show some love to the Finance for Families podcast by subscribing, leaving a comment or review, and as well, follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn. Remember to also share this podcast with your family, your friends, and friends of friends. So that's it for today, family. Again, the Finance for Families podcast is here to ignite open, honest conversations about money and investing in our families. Let's get talking and empower each other for a better financial future. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.